Welcome back to Acme Acres on this beautiful, bright, sunshiny day. The hair is herring. The sun is shining. All of the non-fruiting cherry trees in the backyard are coming to life. The grass is green. It's a beautiful day to be alive. So I forgot to get some before pictures and video, but today's a very exciting day in the office. So first off, I am finally going to hang stuff on the walls. I will do a time lapse of me doing that because I'm sure I will question my placement and decision about 1,000,000 times before I actually put a nail in the wall. But that's going to happen today. So very, very fun. Something has already happened today. You may be wondering, why are you not getting blasted in the face with sun right now? We finally have a window treatment on the window in the office. So the brackets are up behind me. I'll insert some footage of that. Luke came in, got those brackets up for me, and then we've already hung the first one because it is very bright. It is the time of day that I am normally feeling like I am part of the sun if I sit down right here. So it is up. I'm going to show you the details of that in a second. So just as a reminder of what I was working with, these these little blackout temporary paper shades, not the best. And they continually fall down because it would get so hot right there that the adhesive would let loose from the paint. All very fun. I've always known that I wanted to have some window treatments in here, not only because of the sun, but this room needs a little bit of softness. It's actually turning out to be a pretty masculine feeling room, aside from the color. Just kind of the textures and things that I'm choosing seem to be, like, I guess stereotypically on the more masculine side, but that's what this room is telling me it needs. And I've got a little bit of the feminine with my Victorian Hall tree over here, which Facebook Marketplace find. So before I show you these window treatments, I want to talk about some Facebook Marketplace stuff because that's also new in the office. I'm gonna sit down on this beautiful piece right here. This is a little bench settee. It is wood. It's already been stained. It's in wonderful condition, and it just is very regal. It definitely gave me the medieval feeling that the wallpaper gives me. So I was in between this bench and another bench, and I messaged my Aunt Karen because she is the one that I go to for design advice. I messaged my mom because she knows me and my style, and I was like, hey, tell me which one you prefer. And we were kind of going back and forth. My mom gave me her thoughts, and I was still really torn. I was waiting on my Aunt Karen to give me like a tiebreaker, and she messaged me and she said, I know why you picked number 2, which is the second photo I sent her, which is this bench. She said, do you know why you picked it? And I'm thinking, what riddle? What riddle have I stumbled into? No, I have absolutely zero idea why I was drawn to it, other than just generally, I was like, I love that shape. I really like that. I think it would go good in the room. It's a dark color. And I'll put a picture that she sent right here. I'll let you take a gander at it real quick. And let me turn around and get this bench. So does that photo, again, pop it up here, remind you of anything? How crazy is that? So that bench that's in the photo that's white, that's me and my mom on my Aunt Jennifer's birthday. I think last year? No, it had to be last year. And that bench was actually built by my great grandfather on my mother's side. So I've seen it around, I'm sure, for a very, very long time. And it lived in my great grandmother's house, I think, like in her back patio sunroom area is what they said. And I went to pick this up from the lady who was selling it and kind of told her that story as well. And she said, that is amazing. And I thought it was just the coolest thing. I knew that this is the bench I had to have at that point. And I told her the story. She told me that she knows the guy that built this, and it was back in like the 70s that he built it. So what she's assuming is this pattern for this bench. So like the little finials up here and the arm details, which, let me see if I can get a close up of that. And these little arm details, the cuts for this bench must have existed in like a woodworking magazine or a book that was put out during that time, because it is exact. And she said she knows for a fact that one the one I'm sitting on, was also built by someone by hand. So this must have been a pattern that they would have gotten from somewhere. So I just thought that was way too cool to pass up. I've got a bench cushion coming for this. That kind of spurred me down a rabbit hole of figuring out what office chair I wanted in here, because I've had a stationary one and Luke's been telling me that I need to get a rolling one so that it's a little bit more comfortable. I can move around a little bit easier in here and it's more functional in this space. And I had seen this one on Facebook. It had been on there for a while. I knew it was really good quality from the pictures, but I was like, oh, I don't know how to tie that into the rest of the room. It would go in here, but I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just sticking out like a sore thumb. I could echo it somewhere. So I got this glorious bad boy. It's made by Thomasville Furniture, which is a wonderful furniture manufacturer that's local to North Carolina. And it's beautiful. It's called I'm going to mess this up, but I think the pattern that's on here is called a Breton tuxedo stripe. And this is like a small pattern of it. And I just thought that it went so well with the room. So it's got the brass accents on the edges of the rollers down here. And this is basically the same color as the pulls on my cabinetry in the office. I thought that this curve here kind of echoed some of the other furniture that's already in there. And then this is the color. So it really is like 2 shades of brown or taupe with a really light in the center, darker on the outer edges. Then it's like a gold on the very edge here, and then a black stripe. So I saw that, loved it. The top of it as well. I wanted a really tall chair. Don't ask me why. It was just a feeling. And this one's got some great like scallop detail at the top. The edge of that, hopefully you can see it, is just beautiful. Don't mind all of that. I'm cleaning the fridge out today as well. Talk about multitasking. But yeah, I loved kind of the curves that are cut into this as well. It's fully upholstered on the back. The upholstery is immaculate. I'm hoping that the cats don't tear it up too badly, but if they do, it's just more character. So I want to show you the Roman shade before I actually put the second one up on this window over here so I can get you the detail, because I had just been searching and searching for custom Roman shades. I knew I wanted something interesting in here, something really textural, and 2 Pages Curtains is where I kind of landed. They have got so many different choices. I ordered a bazillion different sample fans, which is basically every color that you could hope for in that particular fabric range. So you can see them in your space. Their shipping was extremely fast on those samples, by the way, and on the actual window treatments. Super, super quick, especially for custom window coverings like that. So I am actually working with them on this video. So I wanted to thank them very much for sending over these Roman shades. I customized everything. They were so communicative, answered any questions that I had. They'll help you with measurements too. And they also come with really easy to follow instructions on how to actually install your Roman shades. It was super straightforward. Like I said, Luke was helping me with that, and all he did was he just screwed the brackets up into the casing of the window. I chose inset mount instead of mounted on the outside because I did still want to see the border of the window trim because it's painted the accent color of this room. You can kind of see it behind me here. So you've got the mostly orange with the burgundy wallpaper, and then you've got a burgundy painted piece of trim. So I still wanted to see that. So I wanted it set into the trim. And I knew I wanted kind of like an extra finish on the edge of it. So I did get it edged in like a black edging fabric. I'm not really sure what the technical term for that is. Let me actually get my phone so I can pull up all the technical details if you're looking for something like this, because the quality is immaculate. The thickness of this, I did also get it lined since that room gets beat with sun. There's a blackout lining on the back of it, so it'll help with the heat and stuff as well. But yeah, let me find where I've randomly thrown my phone so I can give you all the details on this. So that was really good timing because the bench cushion that I ordered that matches the office chair just got delivered, so I'll show you that too. But this is the natural woven bamboo shade in the color teak, and it is a Roman shade. This is the valance, so I'm going to try to scooch you in so I can show you the details of this. The thickness and the quality of this is so good. I wanted something that kind of came off like an orangey color because it would match the room in there, but I also wanted something that was heavy in texture since everything in there is really smooth and sleek. And this really fit the bill. So I'll show you some more close-ups when I'm in there doing the reveal, but it does have like an orange feel to it, and I absolutely love the mixture of the bamboo with the tawny taupe actual thread that's weaving it together. And I love the pattern that it made too. It just looks so nice. And then this is the back side of it. This is the blackout fabric panel and it's sewn directly onto it so that it'll block the sun, block the heat, all of that good stuff. And I want to show you the edging here. This is a long boy. So this ended up being 85 7/8 inches wide. So these are 3 pane windows. So it had to be really, really wide. That was the other issue I was running into with Roman shades is I couldn't find anything wide enough for that space. So it's everything that I was looking for. It made it so easy too. So this is the edging that I chose. So normally this would just be an open finish. So these run all the way to the end and they're just left open. And I thought I really wanted to bring some of the black that is on the interior of the window trim onto the outside so that it once again kind of carried that Breton tuxedo stripe into the rest of the room. So just adding that tiny little accent of black, I feel like not only echoes this pattern, but really, really ties everything together. This is how long it is. All the way down here. And I've got the edging on the other side here too. And it's cordless. So these little plastic pieces are where you would grab and you just pull down if you want to extend the Roman shade. And then you lift up with these pieces if you want it to go back up. And I don't have to worry about the cats getting tangled in anything, especially in that area. I know that our big cat, she really likes to get onto my desk. So I didn't want to have any hanging cords there because that's like a nightmare situation for me. So let me show you this bad boy in action because I could really close it all the way right now. The sun is coming in hot. So this is how she looks up. Absolutely beautiful. And then I might be able to do this one-handed. Let's see. So I'm just going to kind of grab in the middle and pull down. But I love the finish. I think it looks so good. It's got all the tones that I was looking for, and it's absolutely massive. So let me go back in here and get this bench cover or bench cushion. Here she is, and it's basically just a really big version of the same pattern. So I kind of put it on the chair so you could see. Maybe I should turn it sideways. That might help a little bit. So the light in here is kind of weird, but these are the same colors and the same Breton stripe, but it's basically the reverse and a larger pattern version of it. So the ones on the chair are really tiny, and then the ones on this bench cushion are really wide spacing in between them. It's just a blown up version of those stripes. So it's all coming together. I've also ordered, since this is a rolling chair and the floor in here is brick, so I ordered some really, like, I want to say small, but they're not that small, like 3.5 feet by 5.5 feet rugs to sit under the chair so I can scoot it all the way back when I need to get out and push it in when I want to sit at the computer. So I think those are coming on Monday or Tuesday. So this will be a multi-day situation of hanging stuff, really getting everything exactly where I want to, get everything out of here that I don't need, organizing my drawers. So I have a lot of little plastic drawer organizing, what do you call them? The word is escaping me. You'll see when I do it. But yeah, it's really coming along in here, and I can't believe it's so dim. But yeah, this is the other window. Still getting a whole bunch of sun over here. So I'm gonna lift this a little bit so I'm not totally backlit when I'm installing something behind you. And I'm gonna get this other one up and kind of show you what those look like, and then I'll start start the decorating process in here after I clean everything up and organize it, and we'll be ready to go. I'm still waiting on a couple more things. The boot crown for this area, that is still on its way to me, and then I'm getting like a tiny coat hook. I know I have the antique hall tree over here, but really heavy, like outdoor insulated jackets pull on that a little bit too much. This is more of a showpiece. Obviously, it's functional. That's where my purse and my lighter jackets go, but I wanted something for the really heavy, like chore coats and stuff that I can just toss over here with my boots. So those two are on the way. They are an a black powder coated cast iron. So I feel like, once again, it's just kind of bringing that black stripe idea onto another portion of the room, so it kind of ties everything in. So this is going to be just another clean with me, organize with me, decorate with me day. I might hang that apron holder, the little pig. I might hang that today too, because I did get the go ahead from the cabinet guy for that. It's a nesting vlog. That's basically what we're doing today. We're nesting, we're getting in there. We're putting all the fun stuff into the house. So we've had the structure here for a while, and now we're really getting to the nitty gritty of textures and really making it come alive for me and being able to exercise my artistic vision. Again, I always say artistic very lightly, but the room has been screaming to me, and now I get to really see it all in action and see if I still like it when it all goes in here. But I'm loving it so far. My SD card got full, so it cut me off, but I think what I was saying is hopefully this is an inspiration for you to do some spring cleaning or some spring designing and just really making your space functional and beautiful. So I'm gonna fiddle around, and I'm glad that I can bring you along with me. So let's get going. 2 Pages has generously offered all of the Acme Acres viewers 15% off when you use the code Acme Acres at checkout. So again, if you are looking for some custom Roman shades or curtains, 2 Pages has got you covered. And if you use the code Acme Acres at checkout, you're gonna get 15% off your order. Ta-da! We did it. Wow. Give you the full effect first, and then adjust it from there. Yeah, you can see the color a little bit better. But yeah, now it's time to vacuum them off. There's just little bits of string from the manufacturing process in here, and we've got texture. All right, I am making Luke some lunch, so I figured I would go ahead and hang this here. I'm very nervous, but we're gonna do our best. So, get my stepladder out. Much better. Because this is ceramic, I'm not gonna screw it in super tight because I don't wanna break it. Say hello to Mr. Pig. That is even better than I thought. Look at the shadow that it casts. I love it. Now I can get my apron collection and start hanging them up here. I still don't know if I have enough room for all of these, but they are varied in color and size. I think I'm gonna hang up the ones I use the most often, and then kind of pack away the ones that are my extras, maybe for like when I have people over and they want to cook, or Thanksgiving or cookie parties or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna hang these up, and then we'll be doing good over here. I don't know if I'll have enough time before I take Luke's lunch down, but when I come back up here, I think I'm gonna hang the Leakesville Twin City Grocery, or Tri-City, one of the two. I'm gonna put that up there with some, they're like the Velcro command strips. I feel like that would work really well up there. So let's do it. It feels very nice to get things done in a day and to not be paralyzed by fear. I just hung that thing, and now it's there, and I love it. It's wonderful. So just proof. You can do the thing. Just do the thing. Phenomenal. Okay, lunch is delivered, and now I'm going to put these little command strips on the back of the framed flour sack, And then I'm gonna put it up there on that wall. Once again, extremely nervous, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So these are the command strips. They Velcro together. So this is 2 strips. And I'm gonna put, I'm sure I would be fine with just the 2 at the top, but it is kind of heavy and I don't want to risk it falling out. So I am gonna put 4 on there, and then we're gonna slap it, oh, not on Mr. Piggy, keep going. Slap it up there kind of in the middle of that little framed area of the cabinetry. Those command strips definitely want to hold that up there. The back of the frame is old, so it's very powdery and it can't really stick to it. So it already had this piece of string on the back to hang it. So I'm gonna put a screw in there, eyeball that, and then screw this bad boy up here. Okay, now we're ready. Ta-da! Need to adjust the bag in the frame, but I love how it looks over here. The tiny stuff, again, I said this last time that I recorded, I think, or in one of the previous videos. The little stuff makes the biggest difference, in my opinion. So, pantry, check. And now it's time to move into the office. Now, I am probably going to do the most extra thing you've ever seen in your life, but because this is wallpaper, I am a little terrified. I think I'm going to use Canva to basically help me create my wall collage. And I'm going to do that with a measuring stick that I'm going to put against the wall. And then I'm going to measure each piece next to the measuring stick, make that the correct size in Canva, so the piece of art based on the wall, and then I can use the background remover and be able to move everything around without actually putting holes in here. Keep going very dark. I don't know what's going on. There we go. That's a little bit better lighting. So I've got my yardstick right here, and I'm going to do that real quick. And then if I can figure out how to do screen recording on my computer, I'd love to be able to show you what I'm talking about, because I feel like it's a really good idea for people like me who are indecisive, or if you're trying to figure out the layout of something by yourself without someone else to hold the pieces up. And I've got like 5 here. So being able to move them around into something that I really like and then commit would be really nice. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then I'm going to organize these drawers, and then we are really ready to just decor everywhere. So I'm so excited. Okay, I think I'm screen recording. So hopefully I can show you this stuff. So first off, I want to start with the background. So this is the background. So this is the wall that I'm looking for. This is what I'm trying to get taken care of here. And then we can add in all the fun stuff. So this is my little clock. So the first thing that I'm going to try to do is resize this to be the same size as the ruler that's behind it. And this is just going to give me a rough idea, hopefully, of what's going on. So we'll see how good this background remover works. Look at that. So I don't want to resize it at all. I'm just going to leave it there. I hope that this is helpful in some way. It is for me. So see, I left the ruler on this one. So I'm going to go into background remover, and I'm just going to, let me make this a little bigger. There we go. Just going to erase the rest of that. Sweet. Oh, Canva likes to do this sometimes. I don't even really know where I want to start with it. I think I want this central, but it's hard for me to tell. So I am just going to play around with this a little bit off camera. Definitely not going to be that layout, but there is like a really bad seam that's running through this area right here where I'm moving the clock up and down. If I move the heart out of the way, you can kind of see it right here. The touch up is just not great. So I want to try to get as much stuff on top of that as I can. But yeah, I use Canva for thumbnails. I use Canva for trying to plan out this room actually. And I've really enjoyed, let me see if I can actually go go back in here and show you. So this is how I was trying to plan out the mudroom. So I've got the chair picture from Facebook Marketplace, the bench cushion, which is there in real life now. It's so great. And these are the rugs that I am testing out. I've got 4 of them coming, and I've got a rug pad, and we're going to play around with that come Monday or Tuesday, hopefully. And then I've even got like a little screenshot of the Roman shades up here. So it's looking how I want it to. But this really, again, I'm such a visual person, and this really does help my brain figure out what is actually pleasing versus what just looks good in theory in my head. So hopefully that helped you guys a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to play around with this just on my own, and then I'll put some stuff up on the walls. So I decided on a pinwheel situation. So basically each piece is a spoke on a pinwheel, and then that leaves me room to add on organically. If I get more pieces in, I can add those to the spots really easily. Then over here, ooh, got some serious sun action going on. That top one right there is an outline of me from probably pre-kindergarten that my grandma drew of me. And then we've got the pegboard, pinboard down here. I need to get some really cool push pins for over there. So, and then up at the top there, that is a ceramic piece that I painted at the Mad Splatter in Greensboro with my niece Sadie. I think she did like a trinket box, and I did what looked to me like a very like Renaissance situation heart. If you don't know what the Mad Splatter is, basically they have all of the ceramic pieces already made. So like mugs, figurines, whatever you want. And you use glaze and you paint whatever you want to paint onto it. Many different colors, all of that. And then they'll fire it for you in the kiln. And then you come and you pick it up, and they put the gloss glaze on it and everything. So it's a lot of fun. I've made a couple of pieces for people there, and I always really like going and seeing what they have, because it's pretty cool in my opinion. As someone with zero artistic talent, it's nice to be able to make something that looks like something. But yeah, so it's starting to look good in here. I'm not going to give you the full shebang until we get everything in, and on to the next step. Well, this is now officially the most complete room in the house. As always, I feel like with a house or with decorating, I'll probably add and move and maybe change stuff in here a whole lot more, but it's wonderful. I am so happy with how it turned out. Luke even said last night that he thinks this chair looks really good in here, which that's a big deal coming from him. That's a pretty huge endorsement. But yeah, I love being in here. It's so warm and comfortable. Temperature wise also, because we need to change the percentage of the dampener for the heat that comes in here. So it is physically warm, but the energy is very warm and cozy in here. And I just love spending time in here, and I get to look at all of the beautiful little vignettes in the wallpaper. I get to look at some of my favorite things hanging on the walls because I did it. I did hang things on the walls. I hung a lot of stuff on the walls actually. And now I've got a good place for when I come in, when I hopefully start gardening and things like that. I'll be able to chuck that all over here. So you may be noticing that the boot crown is not installed. Luke was right when he saw the boot crown get pulled out of the box. He said, you know, I think that's a little too big for that space. And he thinks that it should go out in my garage so that I can put them out there on the boot crown if it's super, super muddy and not bring it into the house. And I actually agree with him. I kept playing around with it because, you know, more is more. I'm a maximalist, but I think he's right, and it really does need to live in the garage. So that is a future project, the whole garage situation. It needs some serious cleaning out and some serious work in there. So that will definitely be something that I do during this whole spring cleaning season. But yeah, the ability to close the Roman shades in here, it just completely changes the amount that I use this space because I don't get blinded in the face for half the day. It's so wonderful. And I appreciate, again, 2 pages working with us on this video and sending over these beautiful custom Roman shades. The quality, I just can't get over it. They're not paying me to say that. They just sent the blinds, but the quality is wonderful. They fit immaculately. It was pretty straightforward on how to take the measurements, and if I can do it, anyone can do it. And we put them up and they fit, which was slightly terrifying for me, wondering if I did actually get the math correct. So they're so lovely. And the texture that they add in here, you know, the softness. I've got a couple of soft things hanging out. I got a nice upholstered chair, the upholstered bench cushion, and the Roman shades. Just, I think that's what this room was missing. And I didn't know that until I started playing around with it. So super, super, super happy with it. And I hope that you like it. And if it's not your taste, I hope that you at least appreciate the work that went into it and you can see my vision come to life. Because it really did, from a Canva mood board into reality. It is here and it's lovely. So with the rug situation under this chair, I didn't show you any of those when they came in because only one of them worked. Buyer beware slightly. It's my fault for not reading the fine print, but with Wayfair, if you want to return things, you need to make sure it says free returns. 0 of the rugs that I got to try out as options had free returns. So unfortunately, I did have to pay to return the ones that didn't work. 2 were weirdly too wide, even though I did triple measure that. And I measured them again when I got here, and the rugs were definitely bigger than they said they were. And one of them was really bad quality. So number 4 is the winner, which you saw in the clips just before this. I love it. It's got the orange from the walls. It's got the burgundy from the accent color here. And it brings in a couple of other colors. So more of a terracotta. It's got like a greeny blue color and some more purples and a teal. So I can have fun and play around with that too, since this room is definitely maximalism at its finest. So yeah, the last thing to get done will hopefully start happening tomorrow when I'm filming this. Not tomorrow for you, but tomorrow when I'm filming this. The tile guy is going to come back, really scrub these brick veneers, and then really shellac it with a sealer so that it not only darkens everything up on the floor, but it should alleviate some of the hazing that we're still seeing on the brick, because it's still got some of that grout sitting on top of it. So that will definitely, you know, be the final touch and finish this room off, having this floor be just that little bit darker, semi-shiny because of the sealer on there. So looking forward to that, which means when you're watching this, I am tearing this room apart so that he can work on the floors. So all of this hard work that I've done, it's not all for nothing, but I do have to take everything out of this room that is touching the floor so that he can get in here and get that done. So I'm probably gonna start working on that as soon as I turn this camera off, because you know, time is upon us. You're watching this on a Sunday, I think, and I'm recording this clip on a Sunday. So he'll be here tomorrow and gotta get this going. But just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, and that's gonna be it for this video. So that's all, folks, and I'll see you in the next one.